What's up, team? Been a long time. Apologies, but I'm here now. Let's chit chat. Let's chit chat. I don't have my car mount anymore, so it kind of fell off and broke. So I kind of can't record video in the car. All right, I actually got a few minutes. First of all, I would like to apologize. I have not made a video in forever. I definitely apologize for that. I have not made a video in so long, really because I've been helping family with some serious health issues, and it has taken a lot out of me, frankly. So by the time I'm done, I get home, my brain just shuts off and I'm like super done. That being said, you know, making a video is something that I should do regardless. And sometimes I kind of want to put in a whole lot more effort into making them. And the truth is, sometimes I could just make a simple video, right? I know you guys like some of the stuff I put out, and so yeah, I'm all right. It's 2020. How does 2020? And let me tell you, 2020 is off to a magnificent start. It really is, man. It really is. Soleimani is dead. He's done. There's a ton of ignorant people who think it was terrible to kill that man, and truthfully that's because they don't know who he is or who he was, right? The dude was a monster in a military uniform, responsible for thousands of lives, including hundreds of Americans. And yeah, he's been a target for a very long time, long before Trump was in office, and so now he's done. Iran's response was lame. Because they know better. They know they had this coming for a long time, and they couldn't really retaliate in the way that they would want to. And so anyway, that's a good thing, you know. Another thing, we just had the Virginia rally. I say we because I myself, and obviously a Second Amendment person, I love me some 2A as an American citizen. I appreciate it very much. And so a lot of anti-gunners have been basically labeling people like me and people like you who are Second Amendment advocates who appreciate their freedoms, who understand why they have those freedoms. They've been labeling us as monsters, you know. Some psycho goes out and shoot people, you know, it's those gun toters' fault. It's the NRA. Not a single NRA member has gone out and done any of this, but they blame the NRA anyway, baby. They sure do. And so the Virginia rally, thousands and thousands and thousands of beautiful Second Amendment supporters were out there, and against every single slander that was placed against them, nothing happened. Nothing. Rifles, handguns, as far as I could see out there, and nothing happened. I watched it yesterday and I felt so good about it. I felt so good, man. I felt so good about it.
Sanctuaries, despite threats of violence, today was largely peaceful, and people from Franklin County we spoke with say that's no surprise.
We're here and as peaceful demonstrators, and that's what we want to do, so we don't want to stir up trouble.
We realize through our study of the Constitution's original intent that that's the only peaceful solution that there is, and this is absolutely amazing that we could be out here with this many people in a peaceful assembly.
This government here in Richmond has usurped the Constitution of the United States. All we want to do is to be able to defend ourselves, you know, not only from, you know, violent criminals, but from a government that would usurp the Constitution.
So proud. So proud. Think about that. More rifles there than in like Chicago alone. And ain't nobody got shot. Nothing happened whatsoever. That should tell you that it is not about the gun. It is about the people. It is about the people. Responsible gun use is a very real thing. And when this one minority incident occurs, they want to blame everybody. And that's just dumb demonization. That's really silly. I'll see y'all later. Hey. Out of work now, and real quick, I wanted to make a quick point about something that kind of blew my mind when I thought about it. there's basically this pattern I've noticed between a lot of leftists and Dems. They have a serious issue with self-defense, a very real problem with it. So much so that if someone winds up being killed by the hands of some, criminal or psycho or whatever, they don't, now take note to this, they don't condemn the person that actually did it. The person that actually did it is not the focus of attention. All of their energy and judgment is not poured onto that individual. Instead, they blame people around it, people that have no relation to it whatsoever, except for one little thing. And so, think about this. I mentioned Soleimani being killed earlier, right? Terrible man, responsible for the lives of thousands of people, including hundreds of Americans, literally funded terrorism for years, provided the means to terrorize people, just absolutely awful. But after he was killed, Iran shot down an airplane, right? Filled with innocent people. And the media, who do they blame? Well, they didn't blame Iran for doing that. They blamed Trump. And they're saying, well, if Trump didn't assassinate him, then Iran would not have shot down that plane. Well, that's true, but Trump isn't responsible for that. You see what I mean? Like, he's not responsible for that. And here's where the pattern comes in. They do the exact same thing when it comes to gun ownership. When some psycho goes out and hurts a lot of people in a mass shooting, they don't put their energy, their judgment, their condemnation into that individual who did it. Who do they blame? They blame people around it. And it goes without fail. Like, I've noticed this pattern just recently. And they say, well, if it wasn't for people being so serious about owning their guns, this wouldn't have happened. If it wasn't for Second Amendment advocates, this wouldn't happen. And so that essentially puts the blame on people like me, people like you who are gun owners, right? People that are very, very, very thankful for the Second Amendment, not the actual shooters. And that's really twisted logic. Like, that's super bad. That's really, really bad. And so it's very odd that we have a side that basically condemns defense. Soleimani was killed because there was intel that he was going to greenlight another act that would have resulted in the lives of Americans, dead Americans. And so they acted on that. A defensive posture, clearly. Someone defends themselves by means of a firearm, right? And yet, when this happens, they don't have a problem with the criminal that was shot. They don't. They have very little to say about these people who do these horrible things. But instead, they point to the people around the perpetrator. And that's crazy. That is insane. And so that's another reason why I'm so thankful that the Virginia rally went down the way that it did. It's just a beautiful example of how gun owners are by and large responsible people. It's the criminals. It's the people with serious mental deficiencies that go out and do this stuff. And so I don't think that pattern's going to end anytime soon. I really don't. But yeah, I just noticed that. I thought I'd mention that to you guys. Anyway, please give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I very much so need it. And let me know what you guys think about the Virginia gun rally, what you think about this whole issue against self-defense, and blaming people outside of the perpetrators who commit these crimes. I'll see y'all later.